So you say you're looking for a 12-year single barrel, barrel strength, non-chill filtered, high rye MGP bourbon? I think Aaron from Nevada H C Distilling Company might just have what you're looking for. And oh, Naz, keep your hands off of this one. Let's roll. Welcome back to the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. My name is Scott. So today we're going to be getting into an offering from Wagon. This specifically is going to be their 12-year part of the Barrel Select program. And this is going to be kind of in general. So if you or your group or a liquor store is looking to get into purchasing a barrel of their 12 years specifically, maybe this will help you in determining kind of what it is that you're going to be getting. So again, going back, this is specifically a 12-year bourbon. The proof on this one was 112.8 proof or 56.4% ABV. Again, it was age stated as 12 years. The mash bill on this is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. So it is MGP's high rye mash bill recipe. So an absolutely fantastic mash bill that's produced by MGP. MSRP on this, it appears to be right around that maybe $125 point, maybe up to $150 in terms of what it is that they're kind of being sold for at, again, MSRP. So again, specifically, this is the 12-year barrel pick. This was from the liquor store off premise, and the name of this one was Not for Naz. So I'll kind of put some links in the description below to either the name of a podcast, Bourbon Boys, that chat interviewed Aaron from Wagon, and also the live stream that Jason from the Mash and Drum did with Aaron as well. And they kind of touch upon that. So once you kind of hear the name, that'll kind of make a little bit more sense in terms of why it's called Not for Naz. So anyway, let's go ahead and kind of get into the review. So typically what I try to do is we'll go through the appearance, we'll nose it, taste it, and then really kind of get into anything else having to do with the whiskey itself. So, all right, so two things. Color-wise, you can see nice, rich copper type of color to that. Second, move the whiskey around in the glass a little bit, introduce some air to it. I always think it's a good idea, move the whiskey around, let some of that, those vapors kind of dissipate. And then again, let it sit out if you can for a few minutes. Let it sit out, open up, let some air hit that. I think you'll be kind of rewarded in the end. So, all right, let's get into the nose. Oh boy. So a nice rich oak, like right away. Barely even got my nose down there, and you got this like rich oak presence to it. Nice rich dark fruits as well. Interesting. So I'm gonna say like right away, this kind of like graham cracker note. Even some like toasted marshmallow. It's like a s'mores around like a campfire type of nose to that. So you get a lot of that kind of graham cracker, some of that like marshmallow, the chocolate that's there as well. A little bit of butterscotch. Like a warm caramel like that when you kind of taste or smell like what that kind of caramel being drizzled over top of something is. It's very much that. There's that richness that's there. Even like a sweet cornbread type of note. There's some kind of corn aspect, but it's more of like a nice like cornbread, sweet cornbread note. Really nice rye spice that's there as well. That's probably more of like a baking spice. You start to get some of that cinnamon, nutmeg, things along those lines. A little bit of a nutty aspect to it. Some creme brulee, like that rich kind of more like just creamy vanilla. So you get even kind of some of that where it's kind of toasted on the top of it. That goes back into what I was kind of nosing before. And again, yeah, a little bit of that smoke that's there. I think that kind of just is the s'mores part of it. So a really nice nose on this one so far. So more importantly, let's see how this one tastes. Cheers. So right away, you're hit with this nice rich oak presence. Not gonna say it's over oaked by any means. I think it's like right on point with the oak, especially for a 12-year bourbon that's there. I've had some that have been 12 years that have been so over oaked that it's just like chewing on a piece of wood, but this is like right in that sweet spot range. Nice oak presence that's there. A little bit of heat, not a lot. Rye spice kicks in like immediately. It's very creamy on the palate. Again, some of those creamy caramel notes, like I was getting a little bit on the nose. Again, great rye spice, that baking spice is there as well. Some of that cinnamon, that nutmeg. The palate and nose so far kind of balance very well. Some of that baking chocolate, so a little bit of a, not quite like bitter in a bad way, but it's not an over sweet chocolate, if that makes any sense. Still a little bit of that smokiness, some butterscotch translates there. Some of the dark fruits really kind of started to come out, but very late. There's just a richness that's there to it. And again, that 36% rye mash bill that's produced by MGP is a fantastic mash bill. Offers an awful lot in terms of flavor. It's bold, rich, spicy, can be oaky at times. Again, dependent on the age, but it's a really nice profile that's there. Some cream corn kind of came out there a little bit. Yeah, it's like a cream corn or like a cornbread. So in terms of balance, it's a very well balanced, bourbon. They've done a great job picking this one, whoever it was. Now, this sample, I've got to say, was provided to me by Dan Ristow, or he's also got a YouTube channel called How Do You Whiskey. So make sure you check out Dan and his channel, subscribe to that as well. But the group that they picked from, they've done an absolutely incredible job picking this one. Just the balance of this is great. And again, with them picking basically a single barrel, it's a fantastic bourbon. Even got a little bit of a honey note there right at the end as I kind of began to talk a little bit more. The finish is nice and long, fairly warming, little bit of a dryness that's there, but that oak, a good oak, like a rich oak, that nice rye spice, baking spices kind of kick in, and still some of that lingering, like creamy, like caramel, and some of that sweet cornbread. So it's a really delicious, bourbon. One I would love to just sit down, take your time with some of these things. Yeah, some of that vanilla kind of comes out, but yeah, there's that smoky butterscotch aspect to it. A really nice, really nice bourbon. So in general, I think if you're bourbon group or a liquor store looking to, get into the program with Smoke Wagon in terms of picking barrels, don't hesitate one bit. I mean, I think just again, in general, for what it is you're going to get, I know Aaron sets aside a lot of, I guess what I'll call almost honey barrels for like the private barrel picks. So he's doing a good job of already predetermining what he wants to have offered for the barrel pick. So I think, each group or whatever it may be is getting, essentially like a honey barrel, which is absolutely fantastic. So, don't hesitate to kind of get into the program, check them out. If you're ever able to, buy from a group or a liquor store or whatever, specifically these 12-year barrels, buy them. They're really fantastic. So, and again, I know that's a bit of a stretch considering that they're single barrels, but if he's doing such a good job of picking these, I think for the most part, you're going to be very happy with the selection. So again, going back to the whiskey, hands down, a fantastic, bourbon whiskey. Great job for the guys that picked the off-premise barrel. Great job. So with that being said, so remember, like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know in general how you enjoy your private barrel picks, specifically the 12-year selections. I'm always interested to hear people's feedback, thoughts on these, in particular. So also remember, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can through my Patreon page, which I'll have linked in the description below. If you'd like to, again, follow me on Instagram, you can, Twitter, Facebook, all of those places. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination.